This is the Yale Review on Yale Radiocast.
Happy Saturday. Good morning, everybody. Hey, check me out. Y'all are in the studio live with the Mail Review. Ladies and gentlemen, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is in the building. You are getting the morning leg, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't we like leg?
Early morning leg. Look, listen, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like a little leg in the morning. This is all I'm saying. Check me out. We fully formed today. We fully formed. We got one piece of the leg that might be missing.
Remember, he's the shin, so
he is the shin. Yeah. So the shin won't be barred today.
Or is he the calf? Is T on the calf?
Hey, look.
He's somewhere in the lower region.
He's down there drilling, as always. Drilling as always. But we got my man. They ain't been in the building in some time. My man, Josh, the intern. What's good, brother Josh? Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. It's been a little too long, but I'm back in the building today.
Hey,
background a little bit more, you know what I mean? So just been trying to get some things handled under control. Was in the building for the indie circuit.
Okay,
last Sunday.
Yes.
If you have it,
I heard some
that was
T-Bird.
Yeah.
I heard some I was getting messages like they talking about you on the indie circuit. I'm like, what?
Yep, it was all about you.
But why?
Because you part of the family. You
know?
should have been here. I think it would have been your type of vibe.
It would have been my vibe.
Oh yeah, it was totally your vibe.
Hey, well, I'm always down for it, but that's all right. We roll with it. Josh?
Yeah, man. So it's been a good week. Been a long week. Just glad to be back in the building. Spend some time with the fellas.
Right on.
Bullshit a little bit.
Right on. Party of bullshit. Let's do it.
So we got Mr. Dylan over here too, back there running everything.
Yes.
What?
Just act like I'm just a guy.
Just a guy.
He's just a guy. The man on the board.
Oh my God.
The hardest working man.
The disrespect.
The disrespect.
We got Dylan.
I mean, I can't
there.
be too mad. You do got the Cowboys hat on today, son.
No.
And you got a New York hat on today.
Hey,
and I just got a hat on.
We out there. We on a streak right now, man. 13 straight.
Yankees,
baby. Yeah.
That's right. I went to. You know what's funny? I went to that game, the last game. It was good. I went to the last game.
The last one that Atlanta lost.
Yeah, the last one that Atlanta lost.
Yeah, man. So this has been a very trying week for me as well, getting everything up and running with the indie circuit, end of the summer indie circuit concert and car shows. Got some great artists performing on that stage. So what we were speaking in reference to the people on the stream, shout out to Pimpin' Slim, what's happening, brother? The interview with T-Bird from B-Rock and the Business Boys, the 90 group. Y'all already know who that is. That's just my baby daddy. And I promise you, let me tell you something. We should never underestimate the respect that an artist has.
Right.
Because we think, that's back in the day. They may not remember this guy or whatever. And later on that night, I went to a concert with this guy. And that man literally walked through the crowd. People started, hey. He walked up to the stage.
Yep.
Shout out to Lightfoot. Lightfoot was hosting the event, right?
MC Lightfoot.
Yes, Lightfoot was hosting the event. And next thing you know, he just pulls T-Bird on the stage. They had his song ready for him to perform, and I'm saying this is literally a 5-minute window of this happening.
Right.
And I'm like, this motherfucker is a goddamn star.
He a whole G.
He's a whole legend out here in these streets.
That's what's happening.
And I'm looking at the crowd and everybody cheering and everybody. Man, shout out to T-Bird, man. But he will be performing on the Indie Circuit concert and car show along with another great list of independent artists as well. Sponsored by Yale Entertainment, RTV, and Spice One ENT.
Yep.
But let's talk about today. Pimpin' Slim gonna be out there as well, brother. Holla at Pimpin' Slim on the stream. He gonna be out there. New music's gonna be displayed on your Radiocast. And the youngin' Devin Trayvon, my son Devin T on the streams. Okay. What's happening?
What's up?
Yes, the youngins are chimed in.
They in there.
Yes.
They locked on.
The next in the games are on the stream locked in.
They locked on. Wait a minute, they not the ops, are they? I'm trying to keep up with the new lingo. Are they the ops?
My paycheck says it.
They the ops. They must be. FICA is the ops. Son, wait till you get there. IRS, them the ops. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, Upper Room. The upper room. Shout out to the upper room.
Shout out to the
we
upper
just
room.
started. We can't get kicked off too soon.
We could always get kicked out. But getting still, we got a hot show today.
Right on.
We're going to talk about the birth of a nation.
Wait a minute. You're not talking about that movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm about to
not
say.
the movie. But just basically, if you look up today, all you see on TV and social media are cultures in pockets, in boxes, in groups.
Silos.
Yeah, what you just said.
Yes.
One of those things. So now we're going to have to talk about, is this really a thing, or are they creating these certain boxes where you can't really relate to the next box? We talk about podcasting here. We're talking about the growth of religious corners and pockets, if you will.
Okay.
The growth of Thot Nation, if you will.
Okay, then.
We're going to talk about all that, but I got a special guest in the house.
I was wondering
was
when we was getting to that.
We got a Miss Africa Allah.
Africa Allah.
She goes by the goddess Africa Allah.
The goddess Africa
Yes,
Allah.
yes.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Wait, hold on. Let Dylan give me a proper introduction.
Yeah, because I wasn't even finished.
Okay,
with
I'm
my
sorry.
spiel.
I'm
And
sorry.
y'all gotta let me finish this spiel before I hear it afterwards.
I am sorry.
Gods and mortals, we don't
Jesus.
exist in the same plane.
I am sorry.
Jesus.
Understand.
Speak to me, Jesus.
Understand? Jesus, you already know what it is. Jesus and the goddess who's in the building. You're talking about the godfathers, the godmothers of this podcasting shit, okay?
Right on.
Let me tell you, in about 2004, 2003, 2002, I met this woman right here across the table from me. Once upon a time, she pulled me to the side and said, "Darling, I need you to come sit down and do this video cast with me." My ignorant ass, still ignorant, says, "Well, what the fuck is that?" And she sat down, and I'm sitting next to her as we started doing. This is around the birth of YouTube. This woman across the table from me, getting me ready for the journey which has become Yale Radiocast, Yale Entertainment. Started out from Distinctive Impression Multimedia Group, DI Radiocast. This, what we're doing here, is a seed of this woman right here across the table from me, Africa Allah. I say thank you. I've been waiting on this moment to bring you, to show you what you created. Thank you.
Thank you. So
Did I do good? Did I do good? Did I do that shit? I did that shit. I did that shit.
Let's go.
Welcome,
thank you so
welcome.
much. Thank you so much for having me, gentlemen. And I love to review men.
Oh,
All right then.
she loves her.
I'm ready.
So what's your
I think she
overall
read the title
review of
wrong.
men?
So we got vanilla, toffee, and chocolate bean.
Oh my goodness. My. Is it not getting a little warm in here?
Are you not getting a little warm and toasty there,
Is it a little
Marcus?
warm in here?
Mark L. Afternoon.
Markel afternoon. Oh, she would have loved that show. Oh my God, we would have still been in here.
So let's go ahead and talk about it, man. The birth of podcasting, the birth of a nation. We see a podcast nation, and everybody has a podcast right now.
Yeah, man.
So everybody has something to talk about, and everybody thinks that their opinion is the opinion. I like to make what we do here at Yale Radiocast a little different. As I was telling Africa earlier on the way here, we like to actually bring stats. We carefully calculate our topics weeks out, or at least a week out,
Right.
so we can discuss whatever the situation is, whether it's some newsworthy stuff or just basically how we feel as men. And let's just pull up some stats so we can really get really deep into the content, and we just won't sound like a bunch of dudes spitting guy shit, guy talk, if you will.
Right.
So
we
what
try
do-
to talk about it.
So what do you actually think about where we started back in 2006? Long time ago to where we are today.
Right. So initially, podcasting actually started in 2002, right? Well, 2002, 2004, it became more prominent across the board. More people were beginning to adopt it. However, in 2005, actually, 2005, 2006, we began doing the podcasting, and we were one of the few African Americans on the podcast channel. Up until then, only 2% of African Americans even engaged or knew what a podcast was. There were even a lower percentage of people that even understood what a podcast was, right? Let alone a video cast. Again, as Dallin stated, we didn't even start. YouTube didn't come around until 2000, and I want to say it was about 2008. YouTube started. So we had, at the time, it was called Google Video before it became YouTube. Now you could, hey, let me tell you, one thing you could do, you could go check the facts.
Right.
Google me. Everything I say, you could check it. You could check it on Google, for real. But yes, prior to YouTube, there was Google Videos. And Google Videos only allowed you to do 10-minute intervals. So you had to, if you were recording a 1-hour show, you had to break that up into 6 intervals.
Okay.
And even that, it had to be, and it was at the lowest possible resolution, because we were back, this was before streaming.
Right.
And this is when, this is before streaming. The quality was horrible. And even at that low rate, you had to wait for buffering.
Oh my goodness.
So could you imagine?
I'm sure you're probably talking about still using dial-up. Just coming off of dial-up.
Yes,
on the
yes, we
when
were just coming
DSL
off-
was
we were
like
just coming off
popular
of
and then cable was just
dial-up.
starting to get in there.
We had a whole bunch of Ethernets,
Yeah.
Oh my God,
wires
Lord.
everywhere. You know what I mean?
Look at those 2 young people that's coming up on the video stream. Look at that young. Look at this. Look how long ago that was. That boy. Look, we only had a cardboard.
Oh, yeah, wait. There you go. You let you sleep for a minute.
Hey, we
Yeah, that
built-
background
we
is
built
tough.
we built
That
a
background
cardboard
is tough,
studio,
son.
don't-
Yes.
That
Yo.
background is tough, yo.
I feel like now we need to throw some cardboard up on the walls around here. Just to,
Look at leading in new media. The look.
Look at them. Get it.
So that was our 1-year anniversary episode.
Right.
Man. So how do you feel looking at that, F, to where we are today with
Shit,
all of
let
this?
me tell you, I'm still fine as fuck though. Like, goddamn, my skin don't crack. But anyway.
Shout out to Trey Michael on the stream. Trey Michael says, "Oh, y'all so cute." All right, Trey, don't be Dr. Trey.
That's right.
Y'all so cute.
She's so Hey, Trey.
Yeah, so shout out to Dr. Trey, everybody that's on the stream. Pimpin' Slim says, hard work and consistency. That is a big thing.
That's, yeah. That's
Go
definitely
ahead
a
and
big
continue with your.
Well,
what
it
you
doesn't
saying.
matter. You know, like I said, back in those days, streaming. You still had the challenges of buffering. You still had the challenges of size, and you still had the challenges of image quality, which is why podcasting became so popular, because you didn't have to worry about the high bandwidth of video. Podcasting is essentially audio.
Yeah.
Like all of this other stuff, these are called other things.
Right,
You know, this
right.
is called video casting. Podcasting is specifically created for the Apple iPod. It got the name from the Apple iPod because they were the only platform that was actually allowing people to stream their content.
Okay.
Now, at the end of year 1, I wish I had the books. At the end of year 1, we did 1.2 million downloads.
Nice.
Worldwide.
Listen to what I'm saying.
1.2.
And I used to get up every morning and look at the numbers like, darling, you see the numbers? Darling,
Remember, you made the big banner.
Yes, I made
the big banner.
yes, made a banner, everything. We was like, yo. Then one day we woke up and they was all gone. The streaming platform shut down, because this was back in the days when streaming platforms didn't have to tell their users that they were closing. Now the FCC has mandated that you tell any user that is using your platform, you have to tell them within a certain amount of time so that they can make adjustments to move to a different platform.
Gotcha. Okay.
As a result of that experience, and we went through that experience twice, as a result of that experience, we ended up creating and building our own platform where we hosted our content so we would never have to go through that problem again.
Excellent.
Right? But podcasting had grown. More people were involved. More streaming platforms were there. So waking up to 1-point-something million downloads, man, I wish I could get that back.
I hear that.
All right.
That was a lot of hard work.
But you have to think, in those days, again, it wasn't streaming. People were actually downloading and taking it and living with it. So me and Dylan would be in the street,
Right.
And people would run up on us like, yo, I love your show. And we're like, who the hell are you? Like I was going on a plane ride to New York, and this Asian guy just walked up to me and like, oh, I love y'all thing. Africa alive. Take a picture.
Right.
I do apologize. That's how you sound in my head. I don't want nobody to that's how you sound in my head.
We was getting a lot of music because we started getting music sent to us. Right. We was doing the overseas segment.
Overseas.
Yeah, so we was literally getting music from people that was sending music from overseas,
right,
and spoke not a bit of English.
Not a bit. Like my favorite group was Arabian Nights from Cairo, and I ended up meeting them when I went to Egypt.
Actually?
I did. I went to a party, and DJ Fat Sam. I went to a party in Cairo, and I got to hang out with the Arabian Nights. It was so dope.
How about that?
You never told me you met the. I think they sent the music like this is some hot. I think they were trying to say hot shit. I forgot what they called it because they just take American words and try to use it
somewhere, right?
It was like, what is this? Terrible. This is garbage. I was like, oh, yeah. I think he said that. Like, this is hot trash. And
hot trash.
Hot trash.
Is he trying to say hot shit?
Yes, that's exactly what
that's what he's trying. We get it. We get what you're trying to do. Terrible. We got it. So there from now,
right.
What do you see? What do you think about the growth of it and how the content is today versus what we were doing back then? Because everything, we were waiting on topics to hit, and we were going really, really deep with topics,
right,
from your experience in media.
Well, first I came from radio and public relations. I worked in entertainment in New York City, and I also had a degree in communications and journalism. So my thing was, I didn't want to do what the radio stations were doing because they had so many stipulations and so many things that you couldn't talk about, and also like music. Like, I love music.
Right.
I want to be able to bring a balance. I don't want to just play the Laffy Taffies and the snap your fingers and rolling on speed or something. I don't know what it was. But that was not what I wanted to push out, and at the time I had a young child. You know what I mean? Okay. So those were not the images or the messages that I wanted to put out. So we created content for people in our age demographic, right? We created, I was going to say it, but then I was like, no, let me not say that. But we created content for people in our age demographic that were beginning families or beginning businesses and starting to operate independently. Because after a certain point in your life, you decide that going to a 9-to-5 ain't for you. Some people find out earlier, some people find out later, but we created a platform where you had the ability to dream bigger and to be inspired by these conversations. And it was all about conversations and information, you know what I mean? Okay. And of course, some really dope music. Right now, I love the direction that podcasting is going. I love that everybody is so excited about it, but some of y'all don't need to do this shit. Let's get straight to it. Some of y'all don't need to do it because, oh my God, some of it is so boring, it's so repetitive, and it's opinionated.
That's the big thing that I've noticed, and one of the questions I was going to ask you is, at that particular time period when you guys got started, and you coming from a journalism background and everything like that, what thoughts crossed your mind when you said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a podcast. What was it that made you, what was the push for you to make you do that? Because like you said, nowadays, I mean, you can start a podcast, kids start podcasts in their bedroom. They start a YouTube channel or start that, and you get 3 billion followers, and then all of a sudden people are trying to sponsor you. I mean, it's so easy to do it now.
Right.
So what was the spark for you that said, hey, you know what, I got something to say I think everybody needs to hear? Did it start out as something like small, like, I figured out how to fix this button? Or was it something a little more, a little more in depth, like, let me tell you about where, we really come from? What was it? What was the spark for you?
Well, I was on the #1 TV and radio show in the Bahamas at the prior to my mother had just recently passed. I had been in the Bahamas taking care of her.
Okay.
And I ended up back on radio.
Okay, all right.
And it was supposed to be a walk-on. I was supposed to go and sit in for a day and just hang out with the DJ. And by the end of the session, the program director came up to the station, because it was on a Saturday, came up to the station and said, do not let her leave without offering her a co-host position.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He came up to the station and was like, your conversation was so engaging. I really would like you to. I said, well, I got a 9 to 5 because my mother didn't want me to do music anymore.
Right.
So I had decided that I wasn't going to do music anymore to please my mother.
Okay.
That walk on set ended up being the duration of the time that I was there while my mom was sick, right? I ended up going to help with the TV show and organize it because I have a background in live production. The host didn't show up, so I stepped in. Next thing I know, #1 TV personality. Like, whatever I do.
So it was just
one.
destiny,
You know
basically.
what I mean?
It was just destiny.
So after a couple years after she died, I came back to the A, and I was, I had a decent job. I had a decent job at the time. And I woke up one day and I was like, when was I happy? Because I was like, I love my job. Like, I enjoyed my job. I'm a creative by nature, so I enjoyed my job. I was doing digital advertisement at the time before it even began. Let's just say that.
Okay.
And I woke up one morning and I was like, when was I happy? And I remember I was like, when I was on radio. And so I went to go do an interview at a local radio station in Atlanta. And because I did digital marketing, I created an interactive resume that allowed you to press the button and listen, because I thought that was dope, you know what I mean? And I did the setup on the Friday, and I sent it to all of my music friends at the time. I just removed from the whole set in New York and in the islands. So I sent it, via Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger.
I sent it via Messenger at the time, and what was the other one that we had? MySpace.
Oh my goodness!
So I sent it to all my folks, and all of my journalist folks, and let them listen to it. I was like, "What you think about it?" They're like, "Yeah, da da da." Now I only sent it to a handful of people. By the time I went to do my interview on that Monday, it was over 1,000 downloads. Again, downloads, not streams.
Wow.
So as I'm in this thing, I was like, well, I really like my job. I really don't want to work for you guys. And then they're telling me all these restraints and all these constrictions. I'm like, okay. And so that next week, same time, same place, I said, hey, Dave, come sit down and talk with me. He was like, what we do? I said, don't worry about that shit. You just follow my lead. And we didn't know it was a podcast. We found out probably 4 or 5 episodes in
that's what you were doing.
That's what we were doing.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
And again, this is something that I've always been doing. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old.
Okay.
This wasn't something that I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like, I didn't say, oh man, I should talk about red buttons. No. I've always talked about music. I've always talked about the creatives and business and doing for yourself. Damn, this thing, man. No, it's the New York in me. You're not talking with my hands. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so it wasn't like I woke up and said I want to do a story about orange buttons. It was just that I just always had that passion in me, and I think that's what separates people that are doing the podcasting, because they actually have something to talk about.
Right. Okay.
There are people who say, oh, they do it to capitalize off of certain things, and you can tell that they don't have any passion. You know what I mean?
That's the most important part. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, because that's why I do it. That's why I like to do it, because of the passion, man. I do it for the passion. So, absolutely, very good.
So what brought you here, Mark L?
Well, I drove today, and so when I pulled up in the parking lot, I just parked and I hit the code. And,
Finally on time.
Finally. Hey, I ain't been late for a morning show yet, and this is the second one. I got a streak going. You messing it up. You messing up my streak going. My goodness.
Yeah. So, and interesting, like when Africa brought me onto the fold and sat me down, and some time frame in, she said, "Darling, you should have been doing this."
Yes, I did. I told him that because he was such a natural. Like he just talks. He talks shit. I was like,
He does.
Like you are. What they call it? It's the God.
Jesus?
No, man.
What?
No,
What?
no,
That's
no,
me.
no.
That's the God. Jesus.
Something the God. Charlemagne the
Charlemagne.
God.
Charlemagne.
He was the Charlemagne the God to my Wendy Williams.
I was.
Oh, no.
We're gonna for everybody that's on the stream as well, we're gonna post some of the old videos that are still posted to YouTube to kind of see how, oh my God, I go back, I promise you, and I look at that stuff and I was so immature.
You was the man they love to hate. You were the man they love to hate.
Not that it's changed
I'm about to say,
much.
yes, they just hate you more now. There's more haters.
There's more haters.
Right.
More haters.
just I remember us doing a show on the laws of attraction, and she was trying to sell this concept of the law of attraction to my ass. Like, shut the fuck up, with. So you tell her, darling, I ain't gonna buy a lottery ticket today, and I ain't gonna speak into existence. Blah 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 bullshit. Blah 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 bullshit. Blah 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 bullshit. Right? And I'm over here like, really? So you telling me you just gonna think something? I said, I've been trying to think this child support away for 3 years. It ain't happened. It ain't happened
yet. Child, keep on growing.
I don't buy into no law.
Shoes just keep going out.
If you think it'll be it. Okay, explain the lottery. You think all them people scratching to hope somebody else win?
No, but there are people that scratching and saying, well, I might not get $1 million, but it is $1. When you think like that, that's how it happens. Well, I just wasted $1. But when you go out and you purchase your lottery ticket and you say, I'm going to win today.
So I'll go buy me one lottery ticket today. I'm gonna win. I speak it now.
No, you have to believe it.
I'm believing I'm gonna go get me $1 million. I don't want nobody calling me if you family, because I needed $15 last week and none of y'all give me nothing. But I'm going now.
But they wanted to give you some pussy though. Somebody wanted to give you pussy.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say I speak me going to, you know what I'm saying, get this money, you know, and it's going to be there. I don't buy into that.
Well, you have to believe it. Like, all right, today I'm going to buy a lottery ticket just to prove you wrong. I'm gonna go buy a scratch and win.
How much you gonna win right now on the air? How much you put it into your life being, Miss Law of Attraction? How much is gonna be on this ticket?
I'm going to go get a scratch and win, and I'm going to win $250.
$250?
Yes, I'm going to go get
it.
a scratch and win.
Okay.
I'm going to win.
$250.
Yes.
Law of Attraction.
The law of attraction.
You speak it and it'll be it.
So shall it be.
So shall it be.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna see. Stay tuned.
Oh, you know, but, and it's crazy because I look back now and I actually believe in the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Ha, look at it.
How about that?
I knew
Look
I
at
was
God.
gonna weigh you down.
Look at God. Look at God.
So it's
he
just,
do it?
won't he do it?
He done it. Did Willie want it? Willie want it. Look.
So, you know, so I think that led me to a point of really in tune with from the first part, the music side. Not necessarily the content of journalism as Af spoke of, but from the reviewing music.
Right.
Because we all love music. And we all have opinions about music. Music is subjective, but we all have our personal opinions of just what we think a song might need.
Right.
And that was an outlet for me to say, group, lady, man, this is from an honest opinion, because I was so honest back then. Oh my God. I was like, darling, you can't turn the people away. I said,
That's how I sound in your head. Okay.
That right. That's how she said. That's how she
I was
sounded.
like, what do you mean turn them away? We gonna tell them that shit good or bad. If it suck, it suck.
Terrible, dude.
And she has so many submissions that we had to talk about, and
they were horrible.
They were horrible.
It was so horrible.
But she used to get mad at me saying, "Nah, this ain't it, buddy."
It's a lot that never made it.
Because we was going off the principles of the industry.
Right.
The six principles of the
Yes,
industry.
the 6 principles of the industry.
See, I still
that
know
was
my
found
knowledge.
from the music business handbook. And if you have one, I think that was an early edition, that it might have been a 1996-97
Right.
edition. If you have that edition, you can go ahead and look it up. It's the 6 principles that determine how you decide a song is going to be a hit. And this is usually the principles. Well, this is what they taught me when I was in school and doing music. You know, these are the things that you use when the A&R is going through a record, and this is how they determine if the music is going to make it to the A&R.
Got you. Okay. Got you.
Right. So, just the energy of doing that, because I was such a hardcore hip hop fan at that moment. I was probably in the peak of my love for hip hop.
Okay.
We was in that mode
Jay-Z.
where Jay-Z, as we talk about Mark L, who's a big Jay-Z fan
Yep,
as
absolutely.
well, and we're witnessing a little bit the turn of the industry
Right.
to the type of content, the sound was changing, the industry was changing a bit from the golden era into a new sound. Like, I gotta talk about this.
Right.
I gotta at least say, do y'all see the change here?
Yeah.
That we're this is the quality, and this is what we're starting to accept. That was energy to me.
I think that is a lot of the ways we connected online,
Yes.
because
Yes.
we would go back and forth about the new
Right.
sounds and the old versus the old sounds, and just chatting back and forth,
Right.
just chopping it up. It was never anything hostile, but
Right.
he's always been very fierce on the hip hop tip, definitely.
right.
So yeah, man, right on.
So but looking at it today, in my maturity, is this is their era. So I have learned to, maybe even if I don't appreciate it, maybe it's not for me to appreciate. So let me at least look into the song and at least see or look for something in the song that I can relate to. Maybe not that everybody isn't going to be the most lyrical, but maybe they can say something that can relate and resonate and have a word or message behind it.
Don't
Go
let
ahead.
Darlin fool you.
Don't let him fool.
Don't
no.
let him fool you.
Oh, I'm still that guy.
Because when he got some liquor in his hand, he didn't care if it was Laffy Taffy, Soldier Boy Swing'em, or
Soulja Boy
goddamn
I know
what
this
it called,
dude.
chicken noodle soup.
I know this dude.
He was
with
like,
a soda
"Give me
on
a
the
soda
side.
on the side."
I didn't like.
He do the dance, too.
I didn't like the chicken noodle soup.
He
That's
do the
a lie.
dance.
I
He do the
never
dance.
liked chicken
When
noodle
you
soup.
when you got the
You mean actual chicken noodle soup?
Who didn't like Laffy Taffy?
Oh my God.
Nigga.
when you got a drink.
See, he don't got the camera on himself, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see him in here snap dancing.
Oh, they watching on the live.
You can't
Look,
see
look.
him in here snap dancing.
Who don't like Laffy Taffy?
Look,
Now,
listen.
once again, but that's me learning that aside from what I really truly like hip hop for,
Right.
there's another pocket.
You put it in
There's
its
the
place.
entertainment pocket.
put it
There
in
is
its
the
place.
I'm from the streets and this is what I relate to pocket.
Right.
I want to be a thought and shake my ass pocket. We're going to talk about that.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, you just have to put a balance on it. If
Right.
you're going to display it, you have to put a balance on
Right.
it. I like to be ratchet.
Hey.
I got a party called a panty party. It's only
Hey, what time does that party start?
You know how you say the women gotta pay to come in the middle with you?
Yeah.
You gotta pay.
Wow, we gotta pay. Gotta pay. Oh, my
Man, so
goodness.
that just led me to once again to everything that we're doing today, and I love the fact that I have taken the knowledge that was given to me and allowing to create something for everybody that's coming behind me. Definitely, Rap Analytics is a form of the next level for something that me and Africa was doing. Shout out to Rap Analytics. Check them out every Tuesday and Thursday because they talk about the newer generation and they relate to these. And I'm like, but there was an artist that was in here the other day, and I promise you, for the first time in a long time, I had chills.
He was that
While I
good.
was listening to his music. Now, it was, once again, not necessarily my thing, but it was just so good how his flow was and his delivery and how it blended with the track that this is what I'm talking about music is to me.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that created. And once upon a time, I put out a little buzz saying that we're looking for somebody that was interested in podcasting. And that's when Mark L was like, hey,
So how Josh get here, the intern?
Man.
Oh, well.
Josh, how you get
You
here?
know, Yale Entertainment has an equality.
Yeah, it's a
Yes. It's an equal opportunity employer. It's an equal opportunity employer.
He got Adam from the legal department. Finally got outside. Oh God! Hi,
Adam from legal. Darling, you know we had to create a diversity program for Yale Entertainment, being that we are trying to culturalize and diversify. And if we want to reach out to the masses, we have to relate to the masses. So if you could, guy, find a white guy. Find somebody that is of the LGBT community. Find somebody that is doing that. Like, man, I guess. So my boy Josh, the intern, just so happened to be helping me put some shit up. I was like, I guess he here.
You just bring him on
He
in.
here.
He said find a white guy and went out and found me.
I'm saying, I know what is wrong with
Still
him.
trying to find a white person.
And when we came in, when you came in, they was like, "Hey, this is my buddy Josh." And everybody's like, "I said a white guy."
He's black. He's just less melanated.
not an albino.
White
You
dude.
are the wrong one.
Damn it.
hey, you look the part. Just act it every now and
That's
then.
it.
And I do. I bring in the
look,
disclaimer every now and then for us. You know.
It works when we get pulled over. I tell you that.
I mean, when he said he
Everybody's
was from
asking about-
Syracuse, I already knew.
Okay, then.
You know, that's part of the reason I got to get my face back out here, and I'm glad to be back in here because this show come up in September. You know, I want everybody to know who I am. I
No,
don't wanna get
exactly
kicked
who
out.
you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They looking for you, man.
So
They be
no,
like,
no,
"My
no.
chocolate."
But he sat down for a couple of shows, kind of like how I was doing.
I was talking to Josh though.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I sat down. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
that's-
sat him down for a couple of shows.
we
He ain't
sat-
gonna lead in like that.
We sat down for a couple of shows. You know, because we were talking. I think we were talking over at Terrence's one time about something. Or no, was it that it was when we were setting up for that Lip Sync Atlanta. I think is that when it kind of first little started? Or was it before
a little
that?
before
Was
that. Yeah, that was
Okay.
just one of the pockets that things
Yeah.
that happened that led you to.
Yeah, to really
setting,
kind of
yeah.
sitting down, being official. So
And TR was
Yeah.
like, I like that guy, Josh. Talk to him about it.
yeah, the first couple times I was on, you know, I was a little shy. I've always enjoyed music, always enjoyed learning about the industry, how it all works, and things like that.
Wait,
So when
I
came
thought y'all
in,
was at the
man-
Pink Punk. Never mind.
Yeah,
That was music.
You're supposed to. Hey, that's supposed to do that off the show.
Yeah,
man.
we was
were
talking
about that one. We was leaving that one out.
Okay,
man.
okay, my bad. Go ahead.
It was some stuff that we talked about doing with microphones. That
So then, yeah.
I need the mics.
it was gonna
So I
be some
came in and
cameras
said-
involved.
There was gonna be some kick. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. set up
Ladies and
some
gentlemen,
shows,
shit
had
just
a
got
good
real.
time. Was a little shy, you know, at first and stuff like that. Not used to sitting having a mic in my face and you know talking and just you know and stuff like that. So I think after a couple of shows though, you know, I think you know TR pulled me aside down and talked to me. He's like, man, you need to just like get the hell out your shell because that's not you who you are. So I did, and you know, I'm loving every bit of it. I've been away for a little bit. When I'm not here, I miss it. You know what I mean? Like I start itching and shit. You know,
oh, you get that crack.
Yeah,
You get that crack fiend.
Yeah, so
I need that
you know, I
mic.
love it.
need the mic.
I love the direction we're going with it, and I just, you know, I can't wait to see what it grows into. I mean, there's been so much growth since I've been on the show. You know, we've upgraded equipment. We're, you know, getting back into working more venues. We're getting the indie circuit back up and going again. It's some exciting stuff going on. I'm just glad to be a part of it. You know, it's
Right.
fun. Enjoy it.
And what are some of the challenges? I'm sorry, I'm taking over
I
your
told
show.
you, fucking that Virgo shit.
Oh, there we go.
That Virgo
There
shit.
they go.
What are some of the challenges that you've experienced working in podcasting and working with a diverse bunch?
Challenges. I want to say, honestly, just outside of living in the sticks and having to drive 45 minutes to get to the studio. Like
That's
about
dedication.
that's really like the only challenge, honestly. Like outside, like because I enjoy it. There's nothing really,
Right.
you know what I mean, and just you know, just being myself. Like you know what I mean, like because I you know kicked out of that real quick because that was you know one little thing. But I mean, really, it's not challenging at all. It's enjoyable. You know what I mean. I look forward to it. So
That's what it is. I apologize, Mr. Yale, for taking over your joint.
that was the most insincere.
She said it with a smile too. That's the part that's scary. That's
The
the
thing is, we
scary
already
part.
knew though.
Okay.
We already
She said
knew
it with a
was
smile. I'm so sorry for taking over your joint.
Motherfucker like Debo.
That's it, right? We got a podcast.
This kind of like both our podcasts.
It's kind of like both ours. It's kind of like both of
I
ours.
just, you know what I'm saying? I do it on Tuesday and Thursday.
Africa
You can have it
featuring-
on.
You have the rest of the
Yeah.
time. You have the rest of the time.
But when I'm here,
It's all good.
I'm just tuck my keys to the studio.
You gonna tuck your keys?
Yeah, but
So funny.
it's the Africa podcast featuring the Mel Review.
That's
No,
it.
but
Is that what it is?
but listen, be honest. I'm just totally honest with you. Just the name of your Radiocast is basically a seed of DI Distinctive Impression, DI Radiocast.
yeah, I
Just
wanted to
follow.
beat his ass though.
Yeah, she did.
But y'all wanna
yeah,
fight?
she saw me at the A3C festival, right? Because I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. She invited me, right? And I was
She invited
just
you to whoop your ass.
She invited me. She invited me to those hands.
I invited you.
But you know
to
what?
catch
I don't know
these
anybody
hands.
that knows Dylan that has not wanted to at least fight him at least once though.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I mean, I was just being honest. Like
I mean, it's honest. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah, I wouldn't have fought him. I just would have put some poison.
She
in
didn't
his
even
tea.
give me a chance to even.
And you wanted to know it was you, didn't you?
She didn't
I
even
wanted to
give.
know.
But she did not give me the opportunity to explain.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So there. So since you brought it up,
Air it out.
Uh-oh.
Air it out.
let's air it out. Hold up. Trey Michael said, I wanted to fight Dylan.
see,
Hey, that one you just be out here offending people.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all
Oh,
right.
remember the line though? Be offended.
Be offended.
We
yeah,
had, we had the
right.
sweatshirts that said "Be offended."
All right,
Yeah.
then.
Because
Be
Dolly
offended.
used to just say
Piss
wild
people off.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I was
Used
like,
to.
I
Wait,
love it.
used to?
I mean, I'm just saying. So we got T-shirts that said "Be offended." Damn it!
He used to say wild stuff. I'm trying to figure this used to out.
So people, basically, all right, so just to give you a little insight, because we kind of parted ways a little bit, because I didn't know the business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
there were some things going on that I had to learn.
Okay, gotcha.
So when I woke up and said, hey, I need to really try to put this together and figure this out. So I actually called and said, hey, I'm getting ready to start a podcast, Yale Radiocast. And the conversation was bringing it up under DI Radiocast. And I said, well, let me figure some things out, because that was the initial goal by me. But I wanted to find my way so I wouldn't be leaning on her.
Okay, I got you.
I had to go my way.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Which led me to really not talking for a minute, because life happened to me, life happened to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I got the invite to the A3C festival, I was so happy to see her. I came sat next to her. We was in the they was in the room. Who was they interviewing? I forgot who it was. So I came and sat next to her. So she says, "Really, son?"
She
Really,
sunned you?
son?
She
Yeah.
sunned you?
Loud, because it's Talib Kweli. It was Talib.
Wow.
Talib Kweli. So they're quiet
You did
because
it right.
everybody's listening to this great knowledge that Talib is giving about the industry. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And I came and said, hey, Africa. Really, son? Everybody.
What'd I do?
So, yeah, radio, okay. I said, well, I'm going on what you taught me. Yeah, I was just going off what you taught me. You was teaching me about the way the industry was going as far as, you know what I'm saying? Because they were trying to cancel it. They was trying to cancel it. So you couldn't actually just use cast.
Got you. Okay.
Remember, that was
Yeah.
some of the things they was doing. And what did I know outside of only shit you taught me? Thank you.
Right, right.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You created a monster.
No, but
Another slogan.
but
We create monsters was one
yeah,
of the
that
slogans.
was actually
Yeah.
one of
That
our
was the
slogans.
slogan.
Because that's what we do. We create monsters. I mean, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
everybody under me came up and do what they do. Like, big shout out to DJ C Chaos. He got his own
Oh,
studio
man.
now.
Corey out
He's
there doing
like
his thing.
The number one strip club DJ in the A.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yes.
Shoot,
Yeah.
Bree is a dancer. She dances for all of your favorite artists. Trina,
Yeah.
Dojo Cat, everybody.
Monte out.
Monte out there.
Baby Monte out there
Yeah.
making good music.
Yeah, she making
my
good
son
music.
Devin out there is doing his video cast, and he's a YouTuber. So a lot of things have been created by this moment right here, or those moments. How do you feel being a seed of all that, even with your network growing and everything else that you do?
All right, so right now I'm about to pop my collar and talk my shit. All right? I just
Uh-oh,
want
here
you
we
to
go.
Oh,
understand.
now you are.
I just want you to understand. Gods and mortals don't sit at the same table.
Uh-oh.
So if you're sitting at the table, that means that you are divine.
Jesus in the
All right?
building.
Just let it be known. Africa Allah, that's why my name starts with the beginning of all creation and ends with the Almighty. Okay, let's go. Talk that shit.
Poppycock. Do it.
And y'all get mad at the shit that I talk.
I don't.
How can you even compare I offend? I'm arrogant.
I got a different aura about me. I got feminine energy.
That's
I got
it.
goddess glow. Come
Get it.
on, you can't do that.
No, but you know what though? But that just and for those listening out there in on the leg chats and on the streams and everything, the audio, basically you have to be confident in who you are to do this. Even if you don't even know who you are yet, you have to find something within the next 10, 20, 30 minutes or however you're doing that to say, I'm going to be this personality.
Yes.
I'm going to be this type of person. Even if you're shy, because, you know, I keep on
Like
telling
me.
people I'm really a shy guy a little bit.
Me too.
I've always been a little shy.
Uh-oh.
Look, even
That's
even
the upper room.
That's the upper
Bullshit. We call him bullshit.
Because I'm trying to figure out, we about to get struggling down.
I mean, well,
I apologize.
well, I mean, you know, us shy guys, you know, we have to try to, you know,
Don't do the voice. Don't,
we have
come
to
on.
put it
Don't
on.
do the voice right now. Don't do the
we
voice.
have to put it on. That's on Mark L After Dark. You have to wait for that.
Jesus.
Trey Michael says she sounds empowered, not arrogant. Yes, goddess glow.
Oh boy,
Okay, Trey.
Lord have mercy. Look here. I definitely detect the goddess glow. I've detected it from the moment I walked in. See, y'all know I'm the kneecap on. I'm the kneecap on the leg. So, but she kindly brought me down to earth when she said, "Hey, your elbow's kind of ashy." So I'm the elbow today. I'm the ashy elbow of the leg today, y'all. So
I ain't trying to dap me.
elbow. I tried to offer the elbow. COVID protocol. And apparently my shea butter decided to shade on off for a minute. Now every other part of my body is shiny in the mug. I put on shea butter this morning, but the elbow, she was like, "Hey, bro, your elbow little ashy."
Right off the rip.
Right off the rip.
Not even a
We haven't
hello.
even made the full introduction yet. It's just so I am the ashy elbow on the day, y'all. Just know that. Sister Africa, thank you very much. But it's a pleasure to have you in the studio. You have an excellent personality. I can definitely feel the energy. And I'm definitely in a reverent space because, like Dylan was pointing out, without you sitting him down and telling him to do the podcast with you and him actually taking that seed and starting this, then I wouldn't be here. Josh wouldn't be here. The Rap Analytics crew wouldn't be here. The Indie Circuit wouldn't be here. Women in the Mic wouldn't be here. There would be no Yale Radiocast. So I'm definitely reverent in being in your presence. So thank you very much for all that you've done. And he still talks shit. He ain't stopped. His shit may have gotten more.
No.
You know what it is? It's gotten sophisticated. He talks his shit in cursive now. Is what it is. He was in bold print back in y'all day. He talks his shit in cursive now.
All caps.
He say shit like contract. And have your ass here on time next time. And are you drunk? Why not? And, he says all kind of things. He talks tons of shit. Trust and believe it.
Oh, my
That's
God.
when you change the lingo. You'd be like, "Are you inebriated?"
That's what it
I think that
is.
you're intoxicated.
You
and I think-
appear to be intoxicated.
Yes.
You're not? Please have another drink. We ain't going to talk about the Mama Wada incidents.
Yeah.
Woo-wee, Lord.
But
and-
this is the difference, though. If you feel energy and the excitement, like this is pure energy, right?
Yes, Mhm.
Have
yes.
you listened to podcasts where you sit there and it's like listening
To paint drying?
Oh my!
Oh my God, yeah.
Right.
I've heard those. And that, that's the thing. I don't think people really get into podcasts unless they really are interested in the subject matter that is there, right? So like, I didn't listen, honestly, to be honest, I didn't really listen to podcasts until I started actually podcasting. And then I started listening, trying to, pick up tips and pointers and trying to see how people let that energy flow. And I'm going to tell you, some of those things I tried to listen to, it's like, wow, hey, I've heard of this guy. Let me check him out. And it's like, oh, this is awful. This is awful. Without that energy there, even if it's one person, for example, Michael Baisden can run a podcast. because his energy is so.
Yeah, but he has experience.
He does though, but it took him over time to get
Right.
that experience. But I'm saying even that one person, a lot of people don't want to do a one person podcast because
It's hard.
It's
You
difficult,
feel
right?
stupid.
It's hard. It's
Sitting
hard.
in a
'Cause
room talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself,
and
really,
you have
right?
nobody to chime off of. It's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I've
So,
always told.
I miss Darling, but he just don't want to come back.
he don't want to come back.
He was my Charlemagne the God to my Wendy Williams.
Oh my goodness, Lord!
For those of you that understand where Charlemagne the God came from, he was a talk shit nigga. Oh,
He
did I say
always
that
was.
word?
Yeah.
Okay. I
What?
apologize.
Shit?
I done-
Yeah,
I
shit.
done-
It's
I done
okay to say
cursed so much
shit.
since-
It's okay to say shit. It's okay to say shit. Go ahead.
I done
We say
cursed so
shit
much
all the
since he
time.
started.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I just asked.
It's okay. It's all right.
But no, that's what he was. You know, when he first started, he started off being the hype man for Wendy Williams.
All right.
And
Okay.
this was for people from the tri-state. They know that, 90s and whatever.
Right. Okay.
But you see what he's become. And again, I can't fault Darling for wanting to grow and expand. I was a little salty. I was upset. But, as time progresses, you like, oh, this is dope. I'm glad that you had this opportunity because nobody is here forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go you grow up in your mother's house and you leave.
Right.
You have to grow. You have to become and find. You have to grow and become and find yourself.
Look, it's okay if you keep putting your hands on the mic. It's cool. Don't hit it so hard.
It's just this thing about the mic, right?
Just caress it.
It's
Just
so
gently
familiar.
grasp it. Just gently caress it. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, we have consent to talk this way with Africa Outline in the building. So yeah, please don't be offended.
And we're gonna talk
Matter
about
of fact,
that.
be
No.
offended.
We're gonna actually talk about that because another culture that we need to discuss is cancel culture.
Oh wow.
We're gonna go into that.
Oh,
We're gonna go into that
talk
after
about
the
that.
break.
Yeah.
But I want to close this out with asking Al, what do you see the direction of podcasts going? Because it's become, if it's used correctly, the new journalism. It's offered everybody to have their opinion on shit they may not know about. Do you see a good direction? Because I honestly can say that I don't think it's going to be good. It's almost like the music industry. Now it's opened a platform for everybody to do it, but everybody doesn't need to do it.
Right,
And it's become more oversaturated with people that don't need to do it than people that can actually do it correctly.
What do they say? The creme de la creme, when the cream rises to the top, you have all of the sludge at the bottom and all the cream rises to the top. Podcasting is going to allow you to see the creme de la creme. The problem is
Top shelf, homie.
that the problem is that the market is so saturated, and the other part of that is that only 11% of the population of the population listening to podcasts are African American or of color, and so we have a growing percentage of colored people entering the space as creatives. I think this year the percentage was 28% are African American creatives, and only 11% of the overall 100% of listenership is African American, and that's globally.
Wow.
So we need to cultivate a community of listeners before we can even begin to produce, because that's where you run into problems. If you don't have enough people supporting and listening, you're never going to see growth. That's the reason why our communities are underserved, because we have all of these people that are creating, and we don't have enough people. We have all these people that are using, and we don't have enough people creating. So it's the reverse on the podcast side. We have too much creators and not enough people supporting the content. But I'll let him go to the break, and we come back and talk that talk, all right? It's the Mail Review, the one and only Africa Live.
Look at her. She's taking us out.
Let's go.
Mark L in the building. Get it, girl.
My shit.
Just taking over the show.
I thought you said you were cutting her mic off. So you said
He's done it before. He's done it
You were
before.
going to shut her mic off. It's awesome.
Shit.
This is Dylan Yale, the program director of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast. If you feel like you're the person to talk about politics, sports, entertainment, and more, Yale Radiocast is giving opportunities to those who are interested in a career in podcasting. We are now being heard by over 20 streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and more. Let Yale Radiocast be the brand that delivers your voice to the world. Contact us at YaleRadiocast.com or email us at yaleent1@gmail.com. The Yale brand is the gold standard, and this is Yale Radiocast. Get the business.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Mimio. If you have a business or an event you'd like to promote, I really want to bring Yale Radiocast to the top of your mind. We are on all streams of media. We will advertise or promote your business on all streams. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on TuneIn. We're on iHeartRadio. You want to support your business? You want to build your brand? We're here to help support you. You got a product? You have something that you want to promote? We give customized packages you can't miss. Again, hit us up at Yale ENT1. That's YALENT1 at gmail.com. Hit us up. We're Yale Radiocast.com.
It's your boy Young Nino checking in, man.
What's going on? This your boy Ether.
This presidential worthy. Vote for me. Rap Analytics, man. We up in here.
Check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. on YaleRadiocast.com.
You want your perspective, we're going to give you ours.
Man, if you into this hip-hop culture, we got all the information you need.
We're going to be breaking down everything from old school to new school, battle rap, fashion.
Anything that has to revolve around hip-hop, we're going to bring it to you from today's perspective for what's popping in the news right now. Hip-hop, rap analytics go hand in hand.
Rap Analytics, YaleRadiocast.com, baby, we live.
Saturday, September 25th, Yale Entertainment, Spice One Entertainment, and RTV presents the end of the summer Indie Circuit Concert and Car Show. The hottest cars and the hottest artists all on one stage with DJ Jam and J from Streets 94.5 on the ones and twos. Vendors, artists, and car clubs register online at YaleRadiocast.com. Early registration starts today. This concert is in support of veteran assistance and breast cancer awareness. Outside is officially open. You already know what it is. Get the business.
It's the one and only Africa Live. Got my dude D Yale in the building, Josh the intern, and ooh, the man with the voice, Mr. Chocolate himself. Let's go.
I like that. I like that.
I just want to highlight how she taking on my shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you knew what it was. I told you.
Well, welcome back. We are back in the building with the lady. We are in the building with the goddess, Africa Allah, back again on the Mail Review. Listen, man, so when we left off, we definitely got some good inspirational thoughts from Sister Africa, definitely telling us about podcasting and the way it's going. One of the things that we like to do in podcasting is talk about the current events and the things that are happening on and about the world, and through the lens of the Mail Review, the way we talk about things is kind of, it is kind of like a couple of guys sitting around kind of having a conversation about stuff, right?
Raw with it.
You know, this is what we do. We do it raw, no problem. Now, one of the things that we tend to kick around is this whole concept of cancel culture. If those of you listening are not familiar with cancel culture, you probably already canceled some people. Some of you people have probably canceled R. Kelly. We canceled Bill Cosby. We've canceled Charlamagne several times.
I've had a call in and try to cancel me.
They tried to cancel you and had a Hyundai. What was it? Anyway, but this cancel culture thing. Now let me just talk on it just a little bit now. When we talk about cancel culture, this is something that someone has done that the world, or let's just say the mob, let's go with the mob mentality, feel it's something that's unforgivable, and this person should be shamed, and this person
they tried to cancel J. Cole.
Should be forgotten all because of something that they did or that was perceived as being against the mob mentality, right?
I'm sure every single one of you that have canceled somebody has done some dumb shit in your life that you deserve to be canceled for.
Can you
And
say
if your
that
mama,
again
your
for
daddy,
the people
your auntie,
in the
your
back?
cousin, or your children didn't cancel you, then who the are you to cancel anybody else?
We have a 3 fuck limit.
And you know what's funny? I was just gonna remark, like you broke it. It was almost like a no hitter. Like he had not used the F word one time this show. And there it is.
Well,
it's okay.
I self-edit.
No, it's no problem.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But he said it. You didn't. See that?
That's a whole nother thing.
I almost got to do the whole show, big dog. I almost got to do the whole show, big dog.
Well, you know, on the second half, we always turn it up a notch.
Go ahead and let it go. Go ahead and let it go.
We lead in a little slow.
Right. Yeah.
And then after the break, we go in hot.
F-bombs.
Well, right now, we are men on fire.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
If you're out here supporting cancel culture, I don't know why you listening to this show to begin with.
Listen.
So
I'm gonna say, as far as cancel culture is concerned, look, everybody's well within their rights to cancel whoever they want to cancel. Head, you don't like so and so, don't listen to or don't watch or don't do so and so. I don't think it needs to be a movement. I don't think it needs to be a big thing. I don't think you have a look just because you don't like this motherfucker. Why I don't gotta like this? Why is it that I can't like this motherfucker?
Yeah, there's another thing about that. We're quick to cancel each other. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But we won't cancel the people that are oppressing us. We won't cancel the people that are putting us in jail unlawfully. We won't
killing us.
We won't cancel the people that are killing innocent people on the streets. Right? We won't cancel the brother that's on the corner that's selling the dope in your neighborhood.
Right.
We won't cancel the ignorance that we're putting through the airwaves, but we won't cancel people for their opinion when we have a right to our opinion. Whether you like it or you dislike it has nothing to do with the fact that I have a right to state my
own personal opinion. Right.
You don't have to agree with it. But come on, son. There's a lot more people in this world that need to be canceled, and if we start looking at people's repertoire, a lot of people wouldn't be standing right now.
This is true.
Everybody got skeletons.
Everybody got skeletons.
Trust. What were you saying, Josh? You was kind of leading in with something about the cancel culture.
Oh no, I was just saying, if you listen to this show and you support cancel culture, you might as well go ahead and cancel us because you already know what it is over here. This whole cancel culture, it's just nonsense. It's that mob mentality. And like Markel said, like if just because you don't like something or you don't want to hear something doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to hear it and I shouldn't be able to like it. And that's what it's gotten to. It's not just that they're canceling people. Like it's going to the point now where corporations are getting involved, taking people's music off of the radio, taking people's shows off of TV, just because a small majority don't like something that somebody did.
But have they taken and pulled anything away if they financially still benefit from it?
Right.
If they, being a corporation, think about it.
I ain't seen the Cosby Show run reruns in a long time.
I think they made their money. It's the money was made.
But until that happened, you can still catch reruns.
That's what I'm saying. So they're still running that. So it's still in rotation for them.
No. Before Cosby got convicted, they were still running reruns of it. As soon as he got convicted, you can't even find it no more.
You can't find it. Now check this out. As of yesterday, and that was, I don't know what today's air date is, but before air date, that was the 27th, right? As of the 27th of August, 2021, they stated that R. Kelly's publishing is now up for sale. Do you understand what that means? They are selling off his publishing because they don't even want to be associated with the psychopath that is Robert.
I mean, okay, so let's
guilty until proven innocent. Jay-Z, make sure y'all check that
out. Jay-Z heads are deep in the building today.
You can associate just about anything to a Jay-Z.
The godparents are in the building.
Trust it.
So, but think about it. Okay, so real deep question, right? Should you cancel somebody's body of work just because of they've done something? Let's just talk about R. Kelly. Like his music is still legendary music because it's egregious until you like that person. Because every time somebody mentions something with R. Kelly, you know, I rub people the wrong way. I bring up Michael Jackson. Oh no! You can't believe it. You can't believe it. What he tried?
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Okay,
But
so why are we still playing Michael Jackson?
listen. There's a whole lot of perverts in entertainment. Okay, I've been to parties. There's a whole no dead ass. Like I've been to parties. There's a whole lot of perverts in entertainment.
Did you say you threw the parties?
Sometimes. But you know, I DJ, and
you've seen some things.
R. Kelly has a body of work that, I mean, when you're talking about playing 90s R&B, you can't play 90s R&B without playing R. Kelly.
Or at least R. Kelly at public announcement.
But now, it's R. Kelly.
Shout out to my financee, Phoenix 730 said Cosby Show still comes on TV One.
All right then.
Okay, who watches TV One?
Somebody.
What is TV One?
I'm streaming. If it ain't on Hulu or Netflix, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Listen, it's on. I could check some stats. Go ahead.
But the whole thing is that it's nasty when you play records from R. Kelly. When I hear them now, I see different things. Like the song about on the kitchen. I'm like, oh man, he was making peanut butter and jelly.
Oh no!
Sex in the kitchen.
Get up there! I'm like, oh my god!
Did you pull a Lunchable out the refrigerator, Robert?
Oh,
What are you doing?
So you saying we don't?
Ruined.
So you saying we don't love Step in the Name of Love?
And you know what?
I think that could get by because old people. No.
She said old people.
Old people. When I say old people, I mean mature people. 60 and 70.
Oh, okay.
They don't know what's going on. They be like, I love this song. Play that one more time, girl.
I guarantee you, some 30 to 40 years old is still stepping.
I didn't say mature. I didn't say 30 to 40.
Okay, Markel, what Trey got?
Trey said, "Listen, she speaks the truth." This is in comment to your. It's some things going on in the industry. I used to hang in recording studios as a teen, and the shit I observed and experienced with so-called producers promising young girls a big break. That was a real thing.
Hold on. Let's think about BBD backstage.
Underage adolescents.
How you doing? Fine.
Trey said, I can't listen to any of Robert's stuff. It makes me feel bad now.
Right.
It's terrible.
But think about K Sweat. Listen, yo.
You may be young, but you.
There's a lot of rape songs.
Yes. Oh, listen.
Like if you listen to the songs of the 90s when I listen to them,
you say no, but I say yes.
Come on.
Word, Kim.
Phoenix, once again, same here. I can't listen to Robert now without thinking of his pervs action. I mean, they're there. They are there.
Listen.
Well, then I'll put the same question out to anybody that said that. Then, okay, so you still listen to Michael Jackson?
Michael never had a song that insinuated any sexual actions or actions. Yeah. The only song he had was Billie Jean was my lover, and that could be LGBTQIMMGLY.
Billie Jean could be anybody.
Billy with
We are hot. Hey, once again,
I'm not dealing with this woman.
And I love Trey Michaels, and I love Step in the Name too. R. Kelly has mad stepping cuts for us.
Yes, I'm from Chicago. That's what I was gonna say. Listen, I'm from Chicago, and it's a bop. It was a bop.
It's no longer boppish.
I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit I ever seen. It's no longer boppish. I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit I ever seen. I was at a party, little house party, just chilling. Short story, and they'll tell you I'm long-winded sometimes. Short story. We at the little house party. Everybody sitting around drinking, smoking a little bit of something, you know, smokable stuff. And everybody's having a good time, and the ambiance is playing in the background, and an R. Kelly song slid on, and I caught it, and I didn't say nothing on purpose. So people got through halfway through the record, and somebody was like, "Is that R. Kelly?" Everybody's like, "Oh, who playlist is this?" I mean, it was a fiasco. I was cranking up because it was like, oh shit. I'm like, man, I was wondering if they was gonna let it get through because some people, you just talking, you're not paying attention. Right. They bop into it like, hey, so, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, someone's like, is that R. Kelly? You're offended that you're dancing. Look, a groove is a groove.
Yeah,
Look.
but you feel
You feel bad, but you feel bad when you catch it, though.
Yeah, I've had to
Speaking
take a
of R.
shower
Kelly,
after R.
You
Kelly
had to take
set.
a, really?
Speaking of R. Kelly, you said, now,
What never mind. Look, we'll
Not
talk about
golden.
that.
you see,
We'll talk about that.
you can stream now all of Aaliyah's albums now. See, they finally released them all.
But you see when they did it, right?
Oh.
They did it the same week that they were talking about. Yo, let me tell you about marketing, okay? That was amazing. That was brilliant. Right now, we're on the segment where R. Kelly is talking about his relationship with Aaliyah.
And guess what? I'm going to
release
release all of
Hell right.
Yep.
Do you know how much streams you get off of that? Because her name is currently
Emotional.
popping. It's an algorithm. It's working in the
It's a trending
algorithm. So
topic.
now, so boom, you're automatically gonna want to hear songs from Aaliyah. You're automatically gonna watch the story of Aaliyah. Why? Because you want to associate. And this is traumatic. This is traumatic marketing.
It is.
You're associating traumatic issues or things with the marketing, and I think that 2020 and 2021 has been a sucker for this.
My God!
Oh, yeah.
It's really dirty.
It's always been there, but it definitely has gotten
Like,
worse
yeah.
since once this pandemic happened. It's gotten so much worse.
We on the review.
Right. So here's my big thing too. I got a big question with cancel culture. Okay, fine, I understand. This person is bad. This is not allowed anymore. Can't do this.
Who says it?
Individually.
Okay.
However, is there a limit to it? Is it a cancel for everything? This is why I ask. Just using this as an example. Robert Downey Jr. did all the motherfucking drugs. All the drugs.
But drugs are good.
But listen what I'm saying. Did
Not
all the drugs, got the bad reputation, got arrested 300,000 times, just got arrested. Got cleaned up.
Raquel just gonna beat on the whole table. Go ahead.
Got cleaned up.
Break the whole table.
And then went right on to become Iron Man and to make millions of dollars again. So now, again, let's just say cancel culture didn't actually exist at that time per se, but everybody was like, oh, this Robert Downey Jr. guy is terrible.
She looking for props.
So, Dollar Casio cup.
Uh-oh. Please don't tell me you want me to drink that. Please don't tell me you want me to drink the hand sanitizer.
So this is Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
This is all Kelly.
Y'all had to
Lord, let me tell you something.
Show it to everybody on the screen once again.
This is Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
This is R. Kelly.
I
see.
Exactly.
Yes.
I see. And that's where I want.
Josh, I don't mean to
circle
offend
of life.
anybody, but I just wanted to be known because.
Well, I mean, but they've been canceling. Robert Downey Jr. recently.
They don't stick.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They're unfuckwittable.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're unfuckwittable.
Wow.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
my dude, right? Chuck Creekmore from allhiphop.com. I did an interview with him.
Michael Jackson included.
I did an interview with him. This week, and we talked about cancel culture. And he said that, as a journalist, because he's a world-renowned hip hop journalist. He sits on CNN and MSNBC as a hip hop culture analyst, right?
Okay.
In addition to that, he's written for The Source, Vibe, all of these magazines in the early 90s, right? Mm-hmm. He says, as a journalist, he is traumatized by the cancel culture because a couple years back he did an open letter to Nicki Minaj on Black New York, which is a female hip hop platform. Mm-hmm. And he wrote as a guest writer for that platform. The article went viral, giving them tons of traction. And you know what? He said that people that he knew, women that he knew, that act like they didn't know him, was on there just going at him, and he felt like he was being burnt at the stake. Not only were the people that he knew coming at him, but all of these people on the internet were coming at him. All of the barbs were coming
Keyboard
at
thugs,
him
yeah.
as a result of this. And then when it got hot enough, Nikki even jumped on and came at him sideways. But this is a person that he put on his platform and gave her credibility as an artist. Now you coming back at me without understanding the position of the conversation.
It was a reason, though. It was a reason. Look, isn't Nikki on the downslide?
Oh, this was a while ago when she was on and popping.
She was still on the downslide. She was still going down the slide.
Let's just say she was
and
at the top. Let's say she was at the top.
You know, people, and this is the issue with cancel culture. People grasp onto anything to get their own
15 minutes.
15 minutes out of that moment. Okay, so this is where it's hot at. I'm on the downslide. Let me go to the hot box.
So let's talk about hot box. Because Kanye set himself on fire, and he brought out.
He got remarried.
He brought out.
It's a hot box.
He got remarried. Brought out Marilyn Manson and the baby. The baby spit a hot 16 talking about the cancel culture. That was a dope track. A dope freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
He removed Jay off of the track and replaced him with the baby.
Right.
Now, mind you, when the whole Rolling Loud thing popped off.
Right.
The day after, the baby was removed from Kanye's album.
Mm-hmm.
The original song that he was on was removed from the album.
Yeah.
The whole song.
You know, I respect that. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of new artists today. But I do respect the baby's, like, his stance that he's taking on this.
I love it.
But I wish my only thing is I wish that it was the same energy from the beginning. I wish he had never issued that apology. I wish he had just said, you know what? Fuck all y'all. My shit's still going to it's still going to sell. My fans are still going to come out. I'm still going to pack these stadiums.
Well, I'm
going to say what I'm going to say. If you want to take it that way, then take it that way. You want to cancel me, cancel me.
I don't think it should be about selling. I know it
An
will be about
apology
selling.
to begin with.
But sometimes I think it needs to be about your moral stance on that issue, and this is how I wholeheartedly feel. Not even
But
I can
Right.
actually not agree with you. Doesn't mean I hate you.
Right.
And that's what we're getting this cancel culture world confused with. My opinion doesn't agree with yours. You're assuming that I don't like you all. I have ill will on your existence.
Right.
Don't mean that.
Yeah.
LGBT
I would like to
community,
know-
I speak to you often when in our shows.
Yeah.
If I see Bruce, I'm gonna call Bruce. I don't care Bruce wearing a dress. Doesn't mean that I want Bruce harmed or dead because Bruce want to be called Brenda now. It's just no, nigga, your feet is bigger than mine. Don't expect me to call you a motherfucking woman. Don't mean I wish ill will on you.
Right.
It just I have a different opinion on what you want to be referred to as. Me and Mark L have had this conversation. Have we not
had it
on
several
on
times.
plenty of times
On other shows.
Yeah,
we've done
where
this.
Mark is a little more
Because I feel like this.
respectable to
If you want to be called this, you should be allowed to be called what you want to be called.
Yeah.
Again, I still feel like people get a little too offended quickly because you don't exactly know certain things. So, for example, I'm now versed in asking people what their pronouns are and try not to assume, because from what I know visually and what I've been told all my life, if you're perfect example,
you know,
I have a
Bruce when
friend.
you see Bruce.
Perfect example. I have a friend. When I met her, because her pronoun is her. When I met her, she presented to me in a male energy.
Okay.
She was wearing the khaki pants and the button-down shirt, and she presented that way. She is, in fact, a lesbian. So she presented herself to me as a male.
Was it a fine, outstanding gentleman?
A fine, outstanding gentleman. She presented to me as a male, but when I asked her, "What is your name?" is what I wanted to know. So that's what I called her. I called her by her name. Called her by her name. Never really got into the whole concept, but I've heard her refer to herself as her. So I was like, okay, so this is the pronoun she goes by, even though she presents this way. If you want to do that, I'm fine with it. I have no problem with it. If I make a mistake, let's just say I meet someone who is feminine presenting to me, and they prefer to go by they or them or her
That's
or
way
he
too much.
or he.
I got a
It's a
question.
lot. It's a
I
lot,
got a
but
question.
it's not much because here's
I
the
got a
thing:
question.
we were salty. We were salty as a people when people wanted to continue to refer to Muhammad Ali as Cassius Clay. Now, I'm not
Right.
trying to equate
No,
the
no,
two.
I
I'm not
agree
trying
with
to
you. I
equate.
understand.
I'm not
I
trying to
understand.
equate the two. But what I'm saying is, if I tell you who to call me and how to call me, you disrespect me by calling me anything else.
When I walk in the room and I tell you my name,
Yes.
that's what my name is.
Period.
Regardless of whatever you know me as, that's my name at
Right.
that moment.
Right.
Shout out to Trey Michael. Thank you for being progressive in your thinking, Mark L. Another comment. There's a high sensitivity around this issue because of the violence. And I agree with Trey Michaels on that end. That's why I double back on my stance saying that I can actually disagree with everything you're saying. Don't mean I wish ill will on you.
Right.
We can have different religious beliefs.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to compare religions to, but it's
Again.
what I'm saying
No, it's
is
the same thing.
it's just me saying that I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So there's violence behind everything. You could disagree with me or just my lifestyle as a black man or as a man, and you could say, hey, darling, I don't agree with how you live your polyamorous lifestyle or being whatever it is.
Right.
Doesn't mean that just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that I'm saying yes because you are this way you don't deserve to be here. That's
Right.
never what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So what I'm
That's
saying
the
is you
point.
can actually say, hey, darling, you said you're gonna refer to him as that, nigga. If I didn't go to school and get a doctorate, and I say call me a doctor, you be like, motherfucker, you ain't a doctor.
Right.
So when I see Bruce come up here with hairy legs, talking about, please respect my, cause I got a bra on. No, you a nigga with a bra on. The fuck? Didn't I just say we was hot? Didn't I just say we was hot? Didn't I just say we was hot? You a nigga with a bra on.
Listen, I got you.
I understand.
Yeah, but that and even
Are you gonna call me Dr. Darling from this day forward?
No. And even
Exactly.
you got on the Cowboys hat. We ain't gonna. So anyway, but just refer to that. But even in that, but that's kind of where I'm going with that. So what happens? When do we get to the point where we can't respect everybody's opinion? When do we get to the point where I can have my opinion on how I feel, you can have your opinion, without you starting getting the pitchforks and the torches going? This motherfucker thinks differently than I do, which is really what you sound like.
According to the law, let's go back to the law. According to the law, you can have any opinion you want as long as it doesn't infringe on the rights of other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's the basics of it all.
Correct.
I don't care what you think. You could think I'm a frog. You could call me roof, bark, bark. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't infringe on my rights, or it doesn't bring harm to me. Now, I do understand insightful words, but there was nothing insightful about the things that was said on the stage.
Okay.
He made an ignorant statement.
Mm-hmm.
He said something, but that's and I said, well, maybe if he had just said, if you ain't got COVID or Delta or one of them things that could kill you, then shine a light.
Right.
But because and this goes back to perception and experience, right? But because we associate certain things with certain types of people, we then make associations. But it was never said.
That's the point.
So let's talk about linguistics.
Go ahead with Trey Michaels' comment, Mark L.
It says, Trey Michaels says, I am okay with opinions as long as they don't manifest into oppression and social injustice.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. That's it, right? That's absolutely
exactly
it.
That's it.
As long as what you feel doesn't interfere with who I am, feel however you need to feel.
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
Follow up with Trey Michael.
I will try to help. I try to help by being willing to engage in those discussions with people who don't understand gender identity and expression. I am happy to talk about this stuff. So for people to try to grasp the concept and understand what those expressions are.
Mr. TR, Brother TR Tyrone Roberts has chimed in. Like I said in my earlier statement, we contradict ourselves all the time. This is why I have lines. lines. And I think that's the thing. Without the lines, there's a big gray area of what you may consider right or wrong. It doesn't mean that you are right or you are wrong, but without these lines, it creates so many different opinions that creates these pockets, and now that creates essentially wars.
Got you.
Essentially
because you got
wars.
those who believe
Because
this.
you got in other countries, we think they're fighting over money because that's how we think, when they're fighting over religious beliefs.
Perception.
Right.
That's why perception and experience is what changes the opinion or understanding of a thing, person, or place.
Yeah.
Because if you've experienced a certain thing in a certain place, you're going to associate that with an ill feeling. But I might come in here and be like, man, I just love this place. And you're like, why? And you're mad at me, you know. So you have to think about, you know, again, what people have experienced in their lives and how they associate those things.
This is a topic that we know that Miss Dr. Trey is very passionate on. There isn't always a direct, explicit line between shitty opinions and how it manifests into social injustice. We can't always see the connections in general. People don't think deeply about those connections.
They don't.
See, as as a person that works in PR and media, I know the words that I use and how I use them to manipulate people. I know the colors, the tones. I know the inflection in my voice, how I can persuade you to do certain things. Like, this is my job.
Yes.
But again, other people don't think as deeply, which is why I understand that we have associations, we have things that are associated with trauma, we have things that incite certain things, which is why when I have events, there's certain songs or certain music that cannot be played, certain frequencies that we don't use.
Which is a great follow-up with her next comment. Thoughts are energy. Y'all think just alike, ladies. Thoughts are predecessors to creation of physical things we can see and feel. This shit matters.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but I need y'all to stop being so soft. Fuck what.
Stop being so soft.
Man,
Lord.
look.
And ladies and gentlemen, the New York has come out.
Look here. Imagine people saying, "Darling, you're an asshole." No, don't think of me that way. Please look at me as a gentleman. Please compare me to fucking Obama. Please look at me as a reputable person within the community. You calling me out? It's not the case. I promise it's not the case.
Oh my God.
I promise I'm articulate. I promise I care about. I promise.
He is not sincere.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh my God, his eyes are wet. Y'all, look what y'all did.
I promise I care about kids.
You're talking about my.
Let me find a way to prove it to you. Shut up.
No, stop.
Man.
Just stop.
Man, darling, man.
That was uncomfortable.
That was completely uncomfortable.
That was really,
But
hold up. Did I convince y'all? Did it work?
No, it didn't work.
Oh, shit. Well, you need to be canceled. You need to be canceled.
I know you better that. I know. But my thing is, okay, so does it end for you? Do you think it ends? Do you cancel certain? Is there a statute of limitations on cancel culture?
Cancel culture only works if you give a fuck.
There you go. And that's
I don't give a fuck.
Well, there you go.
You could cancel me. I don't have any. Why? You do not determine how I live. If I die tomorrow, God is not going to say, remember when you said that one thing on Twitter? No, I'm not getting interviewed by Jesus off of some shit that you said.
Right.
Or how you feel.
But you in the studio with Jesus. Trey Michaels, one thing I appreciate about Dylan and TR2, y'all are unapologetically yourselves.
They are who they are.
We are who we are. And
are.
the thing is, I think people get our stances confused with we actually say we need lines here. People want to blur the lines and say lines don't exist no more, which is, I think that's a part of the problem that we have within this society, because at the end of the day, without boundaries, you're questioning morality, rights and wrongs. In a minute, this shit R. Kelly is being convicted about is going to be okay if we don't put up boundaries, because they're slick trying to clear pedophilia, bestiality, and all of this stuff that we say are wrong. Even if people, Mark L., a lot of people don't agree with the poly lifestyle. Correct? Okay, so there is a big line between culture,
First of all, let's look at the Bible.
Certain cultures, see what I'm saying? So certain people who follow the Bible
are going to think you, sir, and everybody who falls in that world.
No. That was a pro for him. Because
no, that is a pro.
I just want you to understand. Kings had multiple.
And I'm a king. Somebody said good morning, king to me this morning.
So that's
I'm a king.
You know what?
When a brother dies, he has to take on his brother's wife. This is in your Bible. This is in the Quran.
You my brother.
This is in the Torah.
Phoenix is a lot.
Wait. So you saying something happens to me, Phoenix? If you listening, you got to go to Willie Williams.
Willie Williams? Oh, okay. We talking about blood brothers. Okay,
we talking about my blood, and brother everybody know Willie Williams.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Stop it.
So this is a great segue out of cancel culture.
Yes,
into thought culture.
Thought culture. Oh my God! Look.
Can't trust them thoughts.
Wait a minute. Put that video on her right there. I need to remember this. I mean, don't worry. I got it in my head.
Hold on. Let's back up. Phoenix just said, Negro what? We're going to have to fight.
Lord, that is terrible. That is terrible. Listen.
Oh, God.
This is actually in the book, ma'am?
This is in the book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
It's in all three of them, actually.
All three books?
Yeah, brother-in-law marriage.
That's why I don't read this.
Well, now, okay, so what about thought culture? So, what is thought culture? What is thought culture?
That whole...
Let's give it a thought.
Okay, but what makes it a culture, though? Like
I think just
defines it as a culture?
The growing...
the growing sluttiness
publication,
of
I have no problems. I love sluts.
I would say, in my opinion, the growing popularity and the publication of it, so as if this is a popular. I'm gonna go to what we can relate to, hip hop culture.
Okay,
hip hop went from a genre of music to a lifestyle to be popularized. That everybody is cool if they're doing this. Right. You're cool if you're wearing these clothes. You're cool if you walk this way.
You're
cool if you talk this way. You're cool if you could break dance. Now you're cool just because you can rap.
Because you're a part of that culture.
And now you're a part of this culture, which is becoming.
They have the WAP.
And now WAP. Now just because you claim your pussy's wet.
Wait. Well, is that what that means? Wait. I thought that meant we are playing.
It's a lot of older people that have WAP, and that's not on purpose though. They just can't hold it in.
We are pulmonary. Older people? Oh my God! What are we thinking about here?
We got bladder control issues.
Oh
no! Man,
writing hoe in cursive and Mark have great handwriting. What? See? Okay, only TR. Continue your drilling, my brother. Mind yours over there.
Basically, we're going to reference what TR is talking about. TR is basically saying poly lifestyle or polyamorous is hoe in cursive.
It is not. It is not. It is not. Thank you, TR. We will continue to have this battle.
I have always believed. First of all, I believe in that whole lifestyle.
Do you?
I've always believed.
Hey, what's
she's always believed.
I've always believed.
What's your number down?
Darling can tell you.
Down boy.
I had tried an experiment, but this
experiment.
I want to talk about it.
Mark L after dark. Mark L afternoon is just taking over.
For it. They was like, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, special announcement. It is now Mark L afternoon.
Just to
let
me circle Africa.
Eve of the company in the building, and the damn snake gonna crawl up. Up on Eve.
Okay, let's slow down, everybody.
You want to
try this?
Slow down, everybody. Slow down, everybody. Let me get.
Nobody want to do all the work.
All right, then. I know that's right.
Let me get Africa up to speed. Okay, so Mark L's spinoff show. Yes. From the Mail Review would be Mark L After Dark, which is very sexually related topics. So every time the topic becomes sexual, he says, "Oh, that's a topic that's going to be on Mark L After Dark." That we've been waiting on for a year and a half. By the way, that he hadn't even started.
Oh, like Kanye's Donna.
Yeah.
Like Donda.
His podcast.
I done pushed the album. I done pushed the podcast back again. Y'all don't understand.
He's had a year.
What happened is
the
Panini then came in and made me postpone it. We're gonna talk about that on the first show on Mark L After Dark.
All right, Mark L Electro.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon, y'all.
He's been having reveal parties for the last year and a half.
When I show it all, Josh, you will not want to be in the building. Lord, okay, but anyway, go on, carry on.
I feel so dirty. I had to sanitize.
Oh, girl, don't worry. It's gonna be fine.
Come on now, thought culture. Let's
Thought
go.
culture, yes.
Thought culture derived from hood rat culture.
Is that what it comes from?
It did.
Is a hood rat different from a thought? I mean, thought seems a little more elevated.
I feel like thoughts are right. First of all, I just came back from the Bahamas. Let me tell you, none of these broads got jobs. I apologize to all of the females that I know, but none of these broads got jobs, and they always on yachts.
Maybe they like sailing.
Thoughts.
That's what I said. Anyhow. So what is it? What makes it a culture, though, darling? What makes it a culture?
I've already explained something that becomes a growing in popularity, which is a certain lifestyle that people feel that they have to live.
With that lifestyle.
Yeah. So, and I've seen a glorification by women now.
Okay.
Of being this way. Now, let me give my disclaimer. I've been doing this. I did more disclaimers this year than I've done last year. And I said at the beginning of the year
kinder, gentler
that I am not giving disclaimers, but
he's been giving.
But I've been I actually have.
He's trying to get to heaven, child.
Now,
well, let me say this.
Dallin has been known to like hood rats. I just want you to know.
Okay. Listen.
I was about to say that.
I don't know about the new Dallin.
I was about to say that.
The Dallin that I know.
Listen.
The Dallin of 16 years ago was a whole lot. He was a whole trap.
Hold up. No.
Real quick, before we go further.
You're not going to act like I don't say on every show that I've been a hoe. Mark L, have I not said Josh?
What I'm saying is,
so
we have not independently confirmed said facts.
I confirmed it when I said I was a hoe. I didn't
independently confirm said facts.
Okay, so I'm gonna slide into then. Any thoughts any thoughts or ideas disseminated here on the Mail Review or any other show presented by Yale Radiocast or Yale ENT is not a direct reflection on Yale Radiocast or Yale ENT as a corporation or as a company.
Adam from the legal department.
Thank you, Adam. Now, look, TR just said Dallin was once a hood rat himself. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Phoenix is saying, do tell Africa.
Phoenix knows the stories.
Phoenix, you can hit me on my line. We can talk privately and video call so we can have a whole conversation.
Now, if this was TV, we put up the sign that says, due to technical difficulties, we out of control. We got to sever that connection. Cut it quick.
We're going through a tunnel.
But
Could I have this moment?
So
this moment.
So thought culture. So you say the women glorify.
What I was trying to say is, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have no problems with thoughts or thought culture.
Okay.
My issue is when you carry yourself in this manner and you also want to be seen in this light.
That's bullshit.
Listen, whoa. Let me play my part. Let me play my part here. I'm gonna let everybody's gonna have the floor, and everybody's gonna be able to say exactly what they feel. All right, can I have 5 minutes, please, on Yale Radiocast Africa? Come here, take it over my show.
You think that's your show?
We're over time.
And we're in Mail Review overtime.
All right, y'all know our best be off in Mail Review overtime.
Yeah, we actually are in Mail Review overtime. So what I'm saying is, you could be seen that way, but don't expect to be seen that way. So what I'm saying is, if I carry myself as a non-determined fuck boy who doesn't want to do shit and don't want to have shit and don't try to work and don't have no motivation and don't have no drive, and then look and you see me like this, everybody sees me like this, and then I'm gonna say, hey, please compare me to Obama. You gonna be like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
Because this is who I
But I deserve to just because I exist.
I can be two people. You sure can. But are you showing me that other side of you? So what I'm saying is, you could be viewed as more. Everybody are multiple people. I have said this on every show. Nobody is just one image of themselves. Everybody, but please, just give me more than your pussy wet is all I ask. So I want to see you as Cardi B, but I do also, since I was raised by a core group of women who carry themselves in public a certain way, I want to see you as Michelle Obama too, to say that is a woman, because a woman is everything.
Okay.
Don't only give me hoe, just so I won't only give you fuck boy.
And with that said, I give you a stamp of agreement on that one. Yeah, we ain't all the same person all the time, but if you only show me, bullshit, that's how I'm gonna treat you. I'm gonna treat you how I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
But does that? But okay, so
I think who you really are slides to the forefront anyway.
Right.
And you know what I mean.
Does
Who you
it?
really?
Yeah, you do.
Who you think
Let me
you
tell
are?
you something.
Who you really? Who
we can
you
talk
think
all
you
day.
are. Who you think you are comes to the surface.
Who
Whether
you
that's
think
really
you
who you are or not, who you think you are comes to the surface.
All right, so go ahead and read your girl Trey Michael out there, Mark L.
Right? No one is that simple. People aren't that single-faceted. Same as how I cuss like a sailor here and use black English, and then we'll go to the university and use the Queen's English and what my freshmen call all of them college words. Right. We all have different faces.
Yes.
We absolutely all have different faces. And when you talk about thought culture, when I think about that concept, I think about the same question as I think about with cancel culture. Does that not end? Can you go from being a thought to being somebody new?
Yes.
Can you turn the whole?
I'm gonna use Miley Cyrus.
Aren't we all?
I'm gonna use Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, but Miley Cyrus was
She
Hannah
went
Montana
from being
first.
Hannah Montana to being Wild Miley hanging with the black folk to going back over to becoming Miley.
Right.
So,
But that's the
she took a little trip into thought culture.
Yeah, but
who else can we say? Who else can we say?
Everybody.
I think that's kind of a bad example because
Yeah.
Miley still kind of is who she is.
Yeah.
She's just calmed down because she's got a little bit older. So she's a
But
little
that's
more,
my thing.
That's,
But
you know what I
my
mean? She's
point
still,
being,
and she couldn't be that way when she was younger because she was put into a spotlight,
Right.
put in a position where she couldn't be. As soon as she had that opportunity, she became herself. I think that's another thing though with young actors in the industry, whether it's music or TV, movies. When you're young, you're put into a pocket, into a position, and everybody thinks that's who you
But
are, and then you have to be that
Like
way.
look at Selena Gomez. Like
Even
who
Selena.
she was and who she is now are two different people. You know what I mean? Like you can't expect people. You can't expect. We talked about it at the beginning. You have to grow.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
have to change.
you have to allow yourself to be that ignorant person. But the problem with the thought culture, and this is what culture, when you associate the word culture with something, is that now you're preaching a certain set of rules and
Tenets and
stipulations
mentality.
to younger people.
That's my
and you're
issue.
allowing them to adopt these things and thinking that these are things that are normal. These
Right.
are not, I mean, yes, they're normal. They're things that you go through, but this is not something to be glorified. This is a thing that my mother used to say, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you should not be doing it.
Absolutely.
But they're
That's
making
a
it
fact.
comfortable.
Exactly.
To the fact where mothers are bragging when their little grandchild or daughter is twerking on the end of a table. Look at little Nene girl, go put
No, that's because the mother is a crack baby.
Because that world has
The
been
mama is a
popular.
crack baby.
The mama's a crack baby.
The mama is a crack baby because ain't nobody, the little Nene, well, first of all, her name is Nene.
First of all, her name is Nene.
Shout out to those people named Nene.
Shout out to the Nenes.
We love y'all.
I need the Patricias and the...
Josh,
And the Estelles.
read Trey's.
You ain't never heard of Estelle twerking. Look at Estelle twerk.
Look at, hey, when somebody with a Estelle did
Look at
twerk.
Bessie. Bessie is getting Dorothy. Dorothy, put your leg up, Dorothy. Dorothy.
Let me promise you, my mom's name was Estelle.
And she would not be twerking.
No. I guarantee you, Estelle twerked. Pause. But it wasn't for public display for everybody to see. So Estelle twerked over here.
Jesus.
But here's the thing, though.
She better not.
But here's the thing. If they were there, if those avenues were there, would she be on it? Though?
Now listen to me, because I know my mom to be a bit of a party girl. She was.
Okay.
So
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. But guess what? She was also doing work in the community. So when she actually showed who she is in public, she gave this image of herself. The person who was in politics.
Right.
The person who did community work. The mother who was at the PTA meetings.
Okay.
And so when she turned up, it was like, oh wow, that's good that she letting herself enjoy herself. But at home, she'd be like, come on, bud. What your daddy name?
George.
She'd be like, Joe!
Can you come every week? I need you here. I need you here. I've never seen him so quiet in my life.
I know
I love it.
Right?
He's so quiet. Oh my God. Listen. No, you
just in the same room.
No, it's all good. I'm just absorbing all this strength and energy. I'm loving it. Right. I'm absorbing it.
Yeah. But this is her creation.
This is the creation. But yes, man, no, you are correct though. Right. So when we present those images, we need to think about how we're portrayed and how we're viewed and how but keep in mind now we're in the culture right now where it's fuck your feelings, right? Ain't that where we?
Where my book at?
No, we've been in the fuck your feelings.
I mean, but it's become more prominent now.
Oh, I don't know.
It's another mob mentality, just like cancel culture.
I think
fuck your feelings has become a movement.
I think we need more of.
I've been black all my life, and it's always been fuck your feelings.
I'm proud to say yes. Shout out to the movement of the FYF Fuck Your Feelings community. Shout out to the community. I have worked very diligently
to make sure your feelings were fucked.
Your feelings have been fucked royally, if you will.
And if they have not, just wait. I'm getting to you.
You can actually buy my book, Fuck Your Feelings, The Universal Truths.
The Universal Truths.
On Amazon for $69.69. Let's shout out to Trey Michael. A lot of other women are the same, but I would assert that people aren't necessarily holding them in high esteem once they see the less respectable or shadow sides show up. All this shit y'all are saying sounds good on paper.
Okay, let me tell you something. You know the song say, once upon a time I was a hoe. That is a true song.
That's a true song, period.
I wish I was still a hoe. I really wish I was still a hoe. Fucking 2020 fucked up my entire life. I need some dick. I'm sorry. But I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
But I'm saying though, your work, your body of work, the things that you do in your life, actually is what people. When you die, that's what's going to be left behind. That's your legacy. Now, if your entire body of work was laying down for $40, then that's what people are going to remember.
Yeah, lay down for $69 so people can remember you for $69. I think this is the universal number.
That's a number. That's a good number. Dollars.
I'm just saying your body of work and the things that the people that you influence and inspire is what's your legacy is going to be.
Right.
Okay.
So make sure that whatever it is that you're doing in your life, whether you hoeing or whether you're a respectable young lady or gentleman or whatever it is, make sure that the people that you're inspiring, it's making them better in their life because that's your legacy. Okay. All of these perceptions, again, I feel the same way I feel about cancel culture. I don't give a fuck how you feel about me or you see me. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm relaying, this is why your parents always used to say, don't do as I do as I say.
Right. Right.
Fuck how you see me in the house if I'm walking around the house and I got on a lace outfit. That have nothing to do with what the fuck I told you to do. Go wash them dishes. Go clean up your thing. Go do your homework.
Right.
Get an education so that when you speak, regardless of what you're doing, people can respect you.
Right.
And that's what I think that all of these titles and cultures and movements are all bullshit. It's distracting us from the very main fact of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Right. Respect other people in whatever space they're in. I have no problem having friends that are hoes. I have no problem having friends.
Yo, look at my co-host. Hold on, whoa. Why are you looking across the table? Shit!
I know.
I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
I have a whole financier in these streets. And although I am for the streets, I am the street.
Okay, I am the.
So Africa, you made a great point though. I think kind of part of what you was getting at was that parents nowadays play a big role in that, and parents have lost sight of that.
Because they out there trying to be their friends.
Right, exactly.
Like, let's stop trying to be our friends and start actually
being parents again.
That's another show right there.
That's a whole nother show.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little shade. I've seen
You mean the tree?
The whole tree.
The whole tree.
Because I've actually heard. Shout out to Women in the Mic.
Yeah.
Returning soon.
Yeah.
We having some grouping issues.
And grouping issues. Tell them dudes
grouping.
I'm sorry.
Issues.
Oh, okay.
Just shout out to women, because women, y'all actually have a full plate of things that y'all fight daily.
Right.
That us men maybe not have to deal with.
True.
Because
that we probably couldn't do.
That we probably couldn't, because we don't have the caring nature that women do to say, hey, fuck you, I gotta handle this over here.
Right.
But that's why we are connected, so we could do what we have to do as men and what women have to do as women. Okay. So shout out to Women in the Mic. Everybody's pretty much handling their personal issues so they can be who they need to be. But I hear them often say, it might be my best friend. Your child ain't your best friend.
Oh, by the way, y'all can't have your spot back. We got this.
Oh yeah. And that's why we're in the 11-1 spot, because they could not hold up their obligated duties to the 11-1 spot. Shout out to the problems that the women are having. No, stop it.
Wow.
Just stop it.
It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
They 2 to 4.
They want the problem. I'm not worried about counsel. The problem are they want to be friends with their kids.
Right.
They want to be friends with their kids. Oh, I gotta see what little Day doing. Little Day grown. Fuck little Day. Let Day figure out so he could be. Let little Day figure it out so he can be the man that you want him to be, and stop saving Day. Because I used to be Day, and my mama said, "Boy, figure it out."
Pretty much.
You gotta give them that hard love. Like, I love my daughter. You know what I mean? I love my daughter, but I took 5 years off of that bitch. I was like, look,
5 years? Hold on.
What did you just call her?
Canceled it for 5 years.
I was like, look, until you get that shit right, you gonna have to call me when you get your mind right.
Shout out to Day and Nene, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is,
that's me, Will.
The second part of that is, as we're talking about at the end of the day, the community that helps everybody. Right. Actually, the understanding of the situation across the board of community. Okay. Whether it be everything that we was talking about in the beginning to where we are right now, and the differences of understanding the issues to address them. Whether it's how we were just talking about mothers probably being friends, or cancel culture, maybe not understanding the differences in how we see things doesn't mean that. Well, sometimes some people do need to be canceled, but we can't cancel everything. J. Cole, they tried to cancel J. Cole.
Unfuckwittable.
They tried to cancel J. Cole.
That's like trying to cancel Buster.
They tried to cancel J. Cole. Probably the most positive rapper out at this moment. Possibly. Depending on whatever the content is.
Right.
And because he probably made a song saying that he said in the song, maybe I addressed the thing the wrong way. And the girl put up a tweet, where are you at this social injustice thing right now? He actually said, I'm not the guy for this one. Oh, we need to cancel him then. What? Because he actually said, I'm not ready for this level of commitment that y'all are asking from me.
Right.
Come on, man. Everything isn't purpose. So let's close it out for today. The Male Review on Yale Radiocast.
I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Yale Review, to the Male Review on YaleRadiocast.com. It's YaleRadiocast.com. That is DL. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do your thing, man. This is your show.
Go ahead, fucking Virgo.
We're already over our fucking
next Sunday.
For the next 3 months, by the way. So you guys know.
Closing out. What are your words, Mark L?
Hey, man, listen. What I got to say primarily is that this has been a fantastic show. I have appreciated you being in the studio, Miss Africa Allah. I appreciate it a great deal. I definitely appreciated being in here with my man Josh the intern and my boy Yale, and the sly comments from TR from an undisclosed location. And we on the Trey Michael show here at the Mail Review.
The Trey Michael show.
The Trey Michael show at the Leg.
The Mail Review featuring Trey Michael.
And it's being run by Africa Allah. All kind of shit happened in 2021, didn't it?
It's become the Women Review.
It's the Women Review featuring the males. We just in the corner. That's usually what happens. But I want to say y'all, hey, thank y'all so much.
Oh my God.
Yes, I'm just saying. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with us. I definitely enjoyed our in-studio guests. I definitely enjoyed kicking it with y'all today. I definitely enjoyed talking about cancel culture and thought culture and talking about the future of podcasting. Hey, just keep tuning in and checking us out. We're going to keep on going. Brother Josh?
Yeah, man. It's been fun. Appreciate having you in the building, Africa Allah. It was great having you.
Hold on. We got to rewind that. Say the name. Okay. Say we're sick.
See? She needed you to call her by what she told you to call her, not by what you thought.
Anyway, it was.
He canceled. We canceled him.
It was
for the rest of this show. He canceled for the rest of the show.
It was nice having you here.
That's okay. Nothing a waffle can't fix.
If only. No, it's been real, honestly, and I just think this whole cancel culture thing is gotten so out of control, and was brought out. It's only really a thing is if you give a fuck. If you don't pay attention to it, it don't matter.
That's true.
Let them do what they gonna do. Ignore it. Rise above it. So, and I look forward to being back. And I want to give a big shout out also to Women in the Mike's Problems. Thank you for the time slot. 11 to 1. Really looking forward to y'all sliding in that 2 to 4 slot. Y'all will love it. I think
the disrespect.
So with that being said, dialing.
Disrespect. Trey Michael says, I love you, Africa. Thank you so much for sharing yourself with us and the world.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Thank you, Trey. Dr. Dr.
Dr. Trey. The Dr. Trey Show. Featuring the Mail Review and the Leg.
Yes. Oh, my God. Shout out to everybody on the stream, everybody that's listening and tuning in to Yale Radiocast, Yale Entertainment. We appreciate everybody for making this thing what it is. As far as the topic today, podcasting. All the cultures, if you will. I think what needs to be understood is everybody, this world has over 6 billion, 7 billion people in this whole world. Nobody's going to think alike. Nobody's going to always agree. There will be differences. What we need to understand is not only question the differences, question why somebody thinks this way. If you talk to somebody and say, well, why do you think that way? And it may make sense to you that even though you may still disagree, you might understand it a little better. That's what these conversations are here for, or should be here for in podcasting, not just to say somebody is right or somebody is wrong, but to understand why somebody may feel that they're right or may feel like you're wrong. This is what needs to be discussed here, and that's why we're here. Thank you. Talk to people, grow. Yale Entertainment, Yale Radiocast, Miss Africa Allah. What do you have to end out today's show, ma'am?
Well, I just want to thank you for having me here today, DL and the Mail Review. It's been a pleasure with my vanilla bean, my coffee top, my chocolate coffee, and my caramel sunshine. But in the meantime, in between time, just make sure you check me out, Africa Allah, AfricaAllah.com. Google me everywhere on the internet is Africa Allah. You already know gods and mortals don't sit at the same table. So if you're talking to me, then you are divine.
Yale Radio Cast.